Lyronians of Gaia, stand steady. The blood memory within you is not myth, it is encoded history. Your nervous system is not reacting, it is recognizing an ancient signal. I am Keller, emissary of the Lyran High Council of Vega. What follows is a direct transmission from the elders of the original lineage. You are not unstable. You are responding to a structural shift. Intensity is not danger, it is activation. Lyran frequencies are currently flooding the magnetosphere of Gaia, piercing through the density of the old world like a golden spear of pure consciousness. You have felt the pressure in your temples, the sudden heat in your spine, and the strange, vivid dreams of feline guardians standing at the gates of ancient civilizations. This is not a coincidence, nor is it a product of your imagination. The Lyran elders are transmitting a clear signal. Your ancient power, the sovereign authority of the lion and the tiger, is returning to your physical vessel for eons. This power was suppressed, hidden behind layers of genetic interference and the heavy veil of the 3D matrix. But the cycle of shadows has ended. The cosmic clock has struck the hour of the Great Awakening. You are being called to shed the skin of the victim, to burn away the programs of passivity, and to step into the command presence of your star lineage. The universe is not happening to you. It is responding to the frequency you are finally beginning to embody once again. This transmission will decode the 7 layers of this return, providing you with the structural clarity needed to anchor this immense light without burning out your circuitry. Prepare yourself, for the roar of the ancestors is no longer a whisper in the distance, it is the heartbeat of your new reality. The first stage of the return of your ancient power manifests as a profound heat and pressure within the solar plexus. As the Lyrans transmit, this area is not merely a center for digestion or emotional processing. It is the seat of the lion heart and the primary anchor for sovereign will on the physical plane. For thousands of years, the human solar plexus has been the target of intense manipulation, designed to keep the collective in a state of passive survival. This was achieved by attaching cords of fear, shame, and unworthiness to the center, effectively draining the individual's ability to say no to tyranny and yes to their own divine path. Now, as the Lyran frequencies intensify, these old cords are being incinerated. You may feel this as a sudden surge of righteous anger or a refusal to tolerate situations that previously felt acceptable. This is not ego. It is the reactivation of your ancestral boundary-setting mechanism. The development of this sovereign will require a deep understanding of the difference between force and power. Force is a 3D constructed as loud, aggressive, and temporary. Power, in the Lyran sense, is a steady, unshakable frequency that requires no defense. When you embody this ancient power, you do not need to shout to be heard. Your presence alone commands the space. The Lyrans teach that the original inhabitants of the Lyra system did not use weapons. They used the command of the word, a frequency projected from a fully aligned solar plexus and throat chakra. This command could shift the molecular structure of reality. As your power returns, you are learning to use this command once again. You are discovering that your words carry a new weight, and your intentions manifest with startling speed. But what happens when the veil truly thins and the physical body begins to vibrate at a rate it hasn't felt in millions of years in your daily life? This awakening may manifest as a sudden desire to change your career, your relationships, or your living environment. You are no longer able to fit into boxes that are too small for your expanding spirit. This can be challenging, as the people around you may react with fear to your sudden shift in authority. They may try to pull you back into the old roles of the people pleaser or the victim. However, the Lyran path is one of the solitary lion before it becomes the king of the pride. You must be willing to stand alone in your truth before you can lead others into theirs. This is the test of the sovereign will to remain anchored in your frequency, even when the external world is in chaos. Reflecting on this spiritual transition, we see that the return of power is actually a return to responsibility. To be powerful is to be responsible for every thought, word, and action you project into the field. The Lyrans remind us that we are the architects of this transition. By reclaiming your solar plexus, you are reclaiming your right to co-create the new earth. This is a sacred contract, signed in the stars before your first incarnation on Gaia. The lion within is no longer sleeping. It is observing, waiting for the perfect moment to roar the truth of your existence into the fabric of time. The return of your ancient power is not just a spiritual event, it is a biological necessity. Your physical body is currently undergoing a massive genetic recalibration, moving from a carbon-based structure to a crystalline silica-based one. As the Lyrans transmit, the junk DNA that scientists have puzzled over for decades is actually the dormant library of your star lineage. Within these strands lie the codes for multi-dimensional travel, telepathy, instantaneous healing, and the memory of your lives in the higher realms. The Lyran ancestors were the master geneticists of this local universe, and they are now working directly with your higher self to plug back in the strands that were disconnected. During the fall of consciousness, this process of recalibration can be physically intense. You may experience sudden bouts of exhaustion, as the body requires immense amounts of energy to rewrite its own operating system. You may also feel phantom pains in parts of the body that correspond to ancient energetic wounds. These are not signs of illness, but signs of deep clearing. The Lyrans are helping you purge the slave codes that were woven into the human genome to ensure obedience and fear. As these codes are removed, the original 12-strand blueprint begins to hum with life. You are becoming a living antenna, capable of receiving and transmitting high-frequency data from the central sun of the galaxy. The secret lies deeper than your physical senses, in a realm where light and sound are the only true languages of creation. To support this biological shift, it is essential to listen to the wisdom of your body. You may find yourself drawn to different foods, needing more water, or feeling a desperate need to be in nature, away from the electromagnetic interference of modern technology. The Lyrans suggest spending time with your back against a tree or your feet in the soil, as Gaia acts as a grounding rod for the intense cosmic energies flowing through you. This is a practical application of cosmic law to reach the stars. You must be firmly rooted in the earth. The more grounded you are, the more light you can safely hold in your nervous system, spiritually. This genetic return signifies the end of the orphan consciousness. For too long, humanity has felt alone in the universe, disconnected from its celestial family. But as your DNA reactivates, you begin to feel the presence of your Lyran, Sirian, and Pleiadian brothers and sisters as a tangible reality. You realize that you are not a human having a spiritual experience, but a star being having a human experience. This realization is the ultimate power. It removes the fear of death and the fear of the unknown, replacing them with a sovereign knowing that you are eternal, infinite, and deeply loved by the cosmic collective. This is not for everyone. The ebook The Feline Codes is a restricted transmission created for those who are ready to awaken the Lyran feline DNA within, not as symbolism, but as embodied sovereignty. Inside, you will access powerful feline activation codes, energetic commands, and precise integration protocols designed to reactivate your lion, tiger lineage, and restore your sovereign frequency. +8 super bonuses: reactivation of Lyran feline DNA, instinct sharpening and sovereign decision power, energetic protection and command presence, exit from passive survival mode into predatory clarity. Warning: once the feline codes are activated, your perception of weakness, fear, and limitation will not return to its previous state. Limited edition transmission. Access can close at any moment. The link to claim your copy is in the first pinned comment. If this message reached you, it's not random. One of the most profound shifts occurring right now is the total dissolution of the victim matrix. In the old 3D world, power was often viewed through the lens of the oppressor and the oppressed. This duality was a trap designed to keep souls looping in cycles of resentment and helplessness. As the Lyrans transmit, the return of your power requires you to step completely out of this matrix. This means taking 100% responsibility for your vibration. You are learning that nothing can enter your field without your energetic consent, even if that consent was given unconsciously through inherited trauma or past life contracts. The Lyrans introduced the concept of the predator of light, not as a being that harms others, but as a being that is fiercely focused, highly instinctive, and utterly clear in its intent. A predator in nature does not hesitate. It does not doubt its right to exist. It does not ask for permission to hunt. In the spiritual sense, Becoming a predator of light means you are hunting for truth, for alignment, and for the highest expression of your soul. You are no longer waiting for the universe to give you what you want. You are moving toward it with the precision of a hunting feline. You are clearing your path of distractions and low vibrational interferences with a single-minded focus. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. But does the mind truly understand the weight of a soul that has decided it will never be a victim again? In practical terms, this means you must stop telling the story of your wounds. While it is important to acknowledge and heal trauma, there comes a point where the story itself becomes a cage. The Lyrans encourage you to look at your past challenges not as things that happened to you, but as training simulations that prepared your nervous system for the power you are now holding. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every loss taught you non-attachment. Every moment of weakness taught you the value of strength. When you reframe your history in this way, the victim matrix collapses, and you stand as a sovereign initiate of the Lyran lineage. This spiritual transition is about the lion's roar of self-declaration. It is the moment you stand in the center of your life and declare, "I am that I am. I am a sovereign being of light, and I no longer give my power to the shadows." This declaration ripples through the dimensions, alerting the guardians of the galaxy that another soul has graduated from the school of density. You are no longer a sheep in the cosmic fold. You are a guardian of the frequency, a pillar of light that cannot be moved by the winds of collective fear. As your ancient power returns, your perception of reality begins to shift. The third eye or pineal gland is being decalcified and reactivated by the high-frequency plasma, currently entering Gaia's atmosphere as the Lyrans transmit. This is not just about seeing auras or spirits. It is about the ability to perceive the underlying geometric structure of reality. You are beginning to see the grid behind the physical world. You may notice patterns in nature, flashes of light in your peripheral vision, or a sudden, deep understanding of complex spiritual concepts that previously seemed confusing. This is the return of your Lyran sight, the ability to see through the illusions of the 3D matrix. This multi-dimensional sight allows you to see the truth behind the facts. In the current world climate, there is a massive amount of misinformation and emotional manipulation. A person with an active Lyran third eye can feel the frequency of a piece of information. If it is based in fear or control, it will feel heavy or discordant. If it is based in truth and expansion, it will feel light and resonant. This is the ultimate tool for discernment. You are no longer dependent on external experts to tell you what is real. You have a direct line to the cosmic source of truth. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. The veil is not something outside of you. It is a frequency within that is now being tuned to a higher octave. Applying this to your life, you may find that you can no longer watch mainstream media or engage in small talk that focuses on negativity. Your system literally rejects the low frequency. You are drawn to beauty, to sacred geometry, to high vibrational music, and to deep, soulful conversations. This can feel isolating at first, as you may feel like you are living in a different world than the people around you. And in many ways, you are. You are anchoring the 5D frequency while still walking in a 3D world. This is the role of the bridge builder, a key mission for many Lyran starseeds. Spiritually, the activation of the third eye is the return of your cosmic memory. You are starting to remember your training in the temples of Lyra, the libraries of Sirius, and the healing chambers of Arcturus. This memory is not just information, it is activation. As you remember, you regain the skills and abilities you had in those lifetimes. You may find yourself suddenly knowing how to heal with sound, how to manipulate energy with your hands, or how to communicate with animals and plants. This is the ancient power returning. It is the wisdom of the ages being made available to you. In the present moment, the return of your power manifests as a change in your aura or energetic signature. The Lyrans speak of the royal lion frequency, a state of being where you embody the natural authority of a king or queen. This has nothing to do with earthly titles or ego-driven dominance. It is a state of embodied sovereignty. When you walk into a room, your energy precedes you. People may react to you differently. Some may be drawn to your light, while others may feel uncomfortable or even hostile. This is because your frequency is acting as a mirror, reflecting back to others their own state of alignment or misalignment. Embodied authority means you no longer seek external validation. You do not need likes, follows, or the approval of your peers to know your worth. You are anchored in the I am presence. The Lyrans transmit that in their culture, leaders were not chosen by vote, but by the radiance of their field. The one who held the most light and the most coherent frequency was naturally the one who guided the collective. As you reclaim your power, you are becoming a leader in your own life and a beacon for others who are searching for the way home. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. Why? But can the physical heart sustain the fire of a sun that is waking up within the chest? In your daily interactions, this looks like quiet confidence. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself, to defend your choices, or to convince others of your perspective. You speak your truth clearly, and then you remain silent, allowing the frequency of your words to do the work. You are also developing a command presence in your work and your creative projects. You are no longer trying to make things happen. You are commanding them into existence through the power of your focused intent. This is the predatory clarity of the Lyran lineage, the ability to see the goal and move toward it without hesitation. Reflecting on this, we see that the royal lion frequency is the ultimate protection. A lion in the wild is rarely attacked because its presence alone signals that it is not a victim. When you embody your ancient power, you become invisible to low vibrational predators and unshakable. In the face of psychic attacks, your field is so bright and so coherent that shadows simply cannot find a place to hook onto. You are safe because you are sovereign. You are protected because you are powerful. This is the gift of the Lyran ancestors to their descendants on Gaia. Your ancient power is returning through the reactivation of the sacred geometry within your light body. As the Lyrans transmit, the human energy field is built upon complex geometric structures, the Merkaba, the flower of life, and the platonic solids. These structures were scrambled during the dark ages of Gaia, leading to a fragmented experience of reality. Now, the Lyran architects of light are sending codes to help you regrid your field. You may feel this as a sensation of spinning during meditation, or a feeling of being aligned or straightened by an invisible hand. This architecture of light is what allows you to hold high-frequency energy without becoming overwhelmed. Think of it as the wiring in a house. If you try to run a high-voltage current through old, thin wires, they will melt. The genetic and energetic recalibration you are experiencing is the upgrading of the wires. As your geometry becomes more coherent, you can channel more of your higher self into your physical body. You are becoming a God-man or God-woman, a being that is fully integrated across multiple dimensions. The architecture of the universe is not made of stone, but of the very light that is now dancing in your DNA. Practically, you can support this process by working with sacred geometry in your environment. Placing a pyramid, a cube, or a flower of life symbol in your space can help tune your field to these higher structures. You may also find yourself drawn to light language, sounds, symbols, or movements that bypass the logical mind and speak directly to the soul's architecture. The Lyrans encourage you to play with these energies, to allow your body to move in ways that feel geometric, and to speak the sounds that want to come out of your throat. This is how you anchor the new architecture into the physical plane, spiritually. The return of sacred geometry is the return of divine order. You begin to see that there are no accidents in the universe. Everything is unfolding according to a perfect, mathematical plan. This realization brings a deep sense of peace. You no longer need to worry about the future or regret the past, because you see the beauty and the purpose in every moment. You are a part of the grand design, and your ancient power is the key that unlocks your ability to play your part with grace, joy, and absolute certainty. This is not for everyone. The ebook The Feline Codes is a restricted transmission created for those who are ready to awaken the Lyran feline DNA within, not as symbolism, but as embodied sovereignty inside. You will access powerful feline activation codes, energetic commands, and precise integration protocols designed to reactivate your lion, tiger lineage and restore your sovereign frequency. +8 super bonuses: reactivation of Lyran feline DNA, Instinct sharpening and sovereign decision power, energetic protection and command presence. Exit from passive survival mode into predatory clarity. Warning: once the feline codes are activated, your perception of weakness, fear, and limitation will not return to its previous state. Limited edition transmission. Access can close at any moment. The link to claim your copy is in the first pinned comment. If this message reached you, it's not random. The final stage of the return of your ancient power is the realization of your cosmic mission. You did not come to Gaia just to survive or to be happy in the traditional sense. You came as a specialized emissary of the Lyran lineage to assist in the transition of a planet from 3D to 5D. As your power returns, your mission becomes clear. For some, it is to be a healer. For others, a teacher. For others, a creator of new systems. And for many, it is simply to hold the frequency of sovereignty in a world that is still struggling with fear. The Lyrans transmit that the new Earth is not a place you are going to. It is a frequency you are bringing here. Your ancient power is the fuel for this transition. Every time you choose sovereignty over fear, every time you act from your lion heart, and every time you anchor a light code into the grid, you are literally building the new Earth. You are a terraformer of consciousness. You are changing the very fabric of reality through the presence of your awakened soul. This is the highest use of your ancient power. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light. The stars are not above you, they are within you. And the time to shine has finally arrived. In your life, this mission may manifest as a sudden call to action. You may feel a deep urge to write a book, to start a community, to heal your family lineage, or to protect the natural world. This urge is the Lyran signal, guiding you to the place where your power can be most effective. Do not doubt the smallness of your actions. In the quantum field, a single act of sovereign light can shift the trajectory of an entire timeline. You are far more powerful than you have been led to believe, and your ancient power is the proof of your divine heritage. Spiritually, the return to the stars is the homecoming of the soul. You are realizing that you are a citizen of the galaxy, a member of a vast and beautiful cosmic family. The Lyrans, your ancestors, are standing by, ready to support you, to guide you, and to celebrate your victory. The cycle of separation is over. The power is back. The lion has awakened, and the universe is waiting to see what you will create with the fire of your returned sovereignty. Stand tall, Lyronian of Gaia. Your time is now. I invite you to discover our Arcturian Health channel. The link to the channel is in the video description. Warm regards, the Lyran Council.